Hello everybody, welcome to the new office set. What do you think? Today's video is all going to be about what charts and maps I use for adventure trips and on the water trips and in the mountains and all that sort of thing. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jamie. When I'm not in the editing suite, I do a bit of adventure, a bit of sailing and powerboating, and really love getting away in our camper Snowy. Join me, my wife Sarah, and our boy Taylor in what I call my raw video blog. So to start with, let's go on land. So whether I'm climbing mountains, plan to climb mountains, or lone land stuff. So I'm a OS Maps guy. So we've got I've got a few at the moment. I've actually bought a few more because we're doing a Peak District, Lake District and Ben Nevis Summit, hopefully in a few weeks' time. So I've ordered those, and actually OS actually have a free maps for 20 quid at the moment. So yeah, if you watch this video quickly, then I would check that out because normally they're $8.99. But yeah, OS maps are brilliant because you can just, you find your area and then you just put it in like that. Put it in a waterproof case. They also do water resistant, not waterproof, but water resistant maps. But I go for the cheaper paper ones and put them in a case. Maybe I'm a cheapskate, but anyway. So really good, and then you can get your compass and do the old school way. But actually, what I actually do is this. I go to my laptop, because I'm a bit of a digital nerd, I suppose. So I go to my laptop and I come over to explore.osmaps.com, which is relatively new from them. And you can actually change the OS maps that you just find on the paper maps. And I'm in the New Forest National Park at the moment, and you can see that you can go around and find out where you are. But the best thing is that you can actually go to find routes, for instance, and you can actually go, I want to walk or hike, and then here you can actually see really good routes where you are or where you're planning to be. So I'll just click on that one now. There's a route, and then you can see the terrain, and you can there's loads of things. I don't want to go into this completely. If you want a little tutorial, let me know and I'll give you a tutorial about this. But the moral of the story is that you can actually sync this up to your phone. So if I go to my phone and I go to OS Maps like that, you can actually see that I've have I got any routes here? Let's have a look. So yeah, I've got Cadair Idris here. So that was a route that I'm planning to do, and let me just bring it up to the screen a little bit better. That's the route that I'm planning to do, and you can actually download the maps to your phone so you don't need signal. So this is one of the best ways to navigate and then know exactly where you are, and then I actually use the paper maps as a backup. So I always have the local paper map and compass in my bag, but in reality I use the OS maps all the time. It's absolutely brilliant, and I really recommend you check it out. There's a subscription. I think it's only £24 a year though. So to access their 700-800 maps throughout the UK, I think that's well worth it. So the other thing I've recently found actually is these books here. They're really, really good actually. If you're not sort of inspired and you want to find walks from other people, not only does the OS online app do this, but I sometimes do like a little book to read in the camper van or something like that. So this one here is basically, these sets here are outstanding circular walks. And this one's in Snowdonia. And it's really good because you can just have a little browse about really good walks, and they come in different routes, terrains and distances as well. But you can get a few pictures. I'm really enjoying being in the camper van and having them in a cupboard or something, and just actually having a read. And it gives me a bit of inspiration to plan some trips, basically. Depending, and it's quite nice having a few pictures and seeing the maps as well. And it tells you actually where the GPS waypoints, what OS paper map it is from. So I do really recommend these outstanding Circular Walk OS books as well. So that's the overland and mountainous and land-based activities done. Let's go on to the water stuff now, because as you may know, I teach sailing and powerboating and that, so I'm on the water as well. So first of all, we've got the Reed's 2021, because it's 2021 as of recording this video, almanac. So every year I get one of these, and basically it shows you, well, all the tide tables and areas and all that sort of thing. For local, so I'm based near the Solent in the south of England, so basically Portsmouth tide tables, which is really good. Let's look at so this book and these almanacs are fantastic. Cowes shows you all the buoys and lights and all that sort of thing, so it's really great for pilotage and finding out before you get to a harbour. You actually can look and see what VHF channel numbers they are to contact, and where to park your boat, berth your boat, and all these sort of great safety information. So almanacs are really good, and I always leave it this I've lost the page now, but Portsmouth, I always put that right there so that I can never miss having the right page to see the tide tables near me. So next we have the Imray. I've got the Solent C15 chart here, and big shout out to Imray as a company. They are absolutely phenomenal, and the staff there and the CEO are absolutely lovely. So I always use Imray charts when I can. This is the Solent one. So if I bring it out a little bit, a little bit bigger than the OS ones. So this is the Solent, and you can see here very, very, very nice coloured areas. So you've got the blue for the deep areas, the green, and it just, for the land, that for the shallow areas, and the areas that are covered by water at high tide. And then using a Portland plotter, which mine's a little bit broken, but it's really, really good, easy, very easy just to get a bearing for sailing and navigation, which is really good. And the contour lines are really, really useful. Loads and loads and loads of information on here. And again, like I said, this is just the Solent area, and they do absolutely everywhere, as far as I know. Everywhere that I want to sail anyway. So it's really, really handy. I always have a chart, but again, I do use electronic navigation most of the time, but it's really good to learn about the paper charts, the old school way, not only because it's interesting, but because electronics can fail, so you've got to do it. Keeping with the Imray love, basically, this is the Shell Channel Pilot book, and this book is absolutely fantastic for trying to figure out where you want to go, a bit like the Circular Walks books, really. So this is really good because you can actually open it up, and before you go somewhere, you can have a little look, and it gives you actual pictures of what you want to go to. This is Weymouth here, and it gives you all the information about the facilities, an overhead look about where this is Portland Harbour here. Really good pictures, and it's written like a human being would write. So it's by a guy called Tom Cunliffe, who's an excellent sailor, been all around the world, and he writes like, there's a lovely fish and chip shop on the left, and Mavis has been there for 60 years. So it's really, really nice. It's actually a good book just to read, actually. So if you've got a boat, even if you haven't got a boat, it's actually, if you're out sailing, this is a really good resource. So I don't get one of these every year. It is updated regularly, but I always have one of these and have a little look. Salcombe, a lovely, lovely book, and with lovely pictures, beautifully put together. But let's move on to something exciting coming from Imray, actually, that I shall give you a little sneak peek at. Over to the laptop now, and there's something that Imray have brought out, or bringing out at the moment, called Explore with Imray. And basically that big book that I just had with all those lovely pictures and all the lovely information, but it was quite heavy, and basically they're putting all of it on, a bit like OS Maps subscription. So for a subscription fee, they're putting it all the information they've got from thousands of books they've got onto an app, a web app called Explore with Imre. It's not quite out yet at the time of this video, but it's coming very soon. They've just finished the funding, which is really exciting. But what's really good is if you sign up, then you can actually contribute to the information. And so the more people that contribute, the better this app will be. For instance here, Catherine Russell here, sailing my way around the UK in small chunks. And wouldn't it be lovely if there was a whole network of people adding to this? It'd be really fantastic. So all their books, all their almanacs that they've created, they're making it into a digital app, which is really exciting. So I highly recommend signing up to this. I don't know if you can do it yet. I'm not too sure, but it says coming soon. So when it's out, very much check that out and sign up. And again, Imre are a great company, so I know it's going to be a really, really huge success. Carrying on with the on the water theme, I also use a app called Navionics. Now Navionics, you can have a card that puts into chart plotters on boats and that sort of thing. But I use it on my iPad and my phone actually, and it's great because you can actually look at and you can zoom in to fantastic graphics. So when I'm actually out and about on a boat or anywhere on the water, I'm using this on my phone as well as using the paper charts as well. So for instance, here is Yarmouth Harbour on the Isle of Wight, and I can zoom in very, very good. And because the app has GPS, so on your phone you can know exactly where you are. And actually this iPad is a cellular iPad, so again you can download the maps to your device and you know exactly where you are across the channel, across the Atlantic, doesn't matter where you are, so you don't need reception, and it's really good. So for instance, if I click on this icon there and have a look at that, I can quickly see the tides, and it actually changes colour. Don't know if you can see, depending on how low or how high the tide is. So that's height of tide, and then if I click on an arrow, for instance here, I can actually see the direction of tide as well, which is absolutely really, really useful for quickly looking, rather than looking in your almanac, which I do as well, but in reality I actually use this all the time. Another great thing is that you can click on a harbour, for instance like Yarmouth, click on that and it gives you all the information about what VHF channels, if they got gas, how many moorings and all that sort of information, and more importantly the telephone number that you can just ring up and book a berth or park for the night or any other information. So I highly, highly recommend Navionics as a on-device app. So that'll do for this quick little video. Hopefully it hasn't gone on too long, and the fan's been on as well because it's absolutely boiling in my office at the moment, so didn't want to do it for too long, but hopefully that gave you an insight of what I use for on land stuff and on the water stuff for navigation and all that sort of thing. So any questions, always leave me a comment below, but have a great day and hopefully see you in the next video.